for all these new retail units. So the vacuum system there actually travels probably 300 to 400 meters, taking the waste from the most extreme parts of the system to where the vacuum plants are. So when I spoke about earlier about long runs, to keep very shallow falls, is very prominent on this site. This particular site, Kidsania, was built in the Westfield Shopping Centre in Shepherd's Bush in London, and it's a pretty incredible place. It's what us old people would have called an adventure playground. This is the adventure playground of the 21st century, and it's an indoor theme park. And what happened was they wanted to build it on top of the Marks and Spencers there. And Marks and Spencer said, well, no, you can't build it on top of us. We've got our plant up on top of us, and we don't want the 40 toilets and the 100 sinks that were actually installed in this system coming down into Marks and Spencer's. So what they did was they lifted the lid on Marks and Spencer's where their plant was and slid the Kidsania project above Marks and Spencer's, but below Marks and Spencer's plant room, slotted it in. And by using vacuum system meant they interfered, or they didn't interfere with either of the two areas owned by M&S. The hospital club is very similar. It's a building in the back of Covent Garden, was originally built as a hospital, now is a area full of bars. It's a building full of bars. It's full of studios. It's a TV studio. There's some of the programs you've seen on TV, like Extra Factor and Crime Watch, are filmed in this place. And they wanted to put a run of bedrooms on the third floor. But because of the noise generated in this place, they had to acoustically treat the floor. They then couldn't, with the 16 bedrooms they created, pop through and put all these gravity drains without compromising the acoustic floor. So by using vacuum, they're able to take everything up to high level and drop it down the acoustically lined risers. And then finally, the one I just spoke to you about, the new tower on London Skyline, the 62-storey high 22 Bishopsgate Tower, where our very new vacuum food waste system has been installed. So all the restaurants being positioned on the top floors, and if any of you have been to a shopping centre, particularly where there are food areas, and you go back a house and where all the bins are stored, and they drag these bins down to the main compactors, and there's a trail of food, stale food and sticky mess where the cokes have leaked. They didn't want that in this building, and this enables the users, or will enable, because it's installed but doesn't go live until February, will allow the users to feed all their food waste into the hopper, like we saw on this slide a few moments ago, down to the collection station. And when that station gets to a certain level, or the tank gets to a certain level, it rings an alarm. The building owner can then call for a tanker. The tanker can come and empty the tank away and take this away to one of the anaerobic digestion plants that are dotted around the UK, and actually sell their waste to go and be turned or formed into biogas. So that pretty much completes the presentation. I hope this has been beneficial with you. One final thing I'll say just before I see if you guys have got any questions is that don't be frightened to approach me if you've got a building that you'd like to investigate the use of vacuum drainage. It doesn't cost you anything to pick up the phone and talk to me about a particular building. It doesn't cost you anything for me to put together a little proposal for you, a budget proposal, something you can then take on to the client. And if it goes to the next stage, the client's still sceptical about vacuum, I will be available to attend meetings, to provide PR material, and even take clients to existing projects and let the client or proposed client talk to our existing client base. I'll stand away while they ask some questions. They get filled the same questions all the time. So these guys know And don't be afraid to give me a call. Glad. So, hope that's been a benefit for you guys. And if you've got any questions, whether you want to ask now or email me later or call me later, please feel free.